to some sort of existing lineage. And so I found collage I was able to do the same thing with collage in my work. And so the collage elements reinforce the myth in every single painting, or in some cases, subvert the myth or subvert the zodiac sign in a way. And so I've come to now know a whole lot about these zodiac signs in the myths as a result. And so now the zodiac sign will now influence color choices, compositional choices, the choice of the collage elements. And each time it's something very specific to that sign, but ultimately this is all just information to be collected and put together into something wholly new, which I find, obviously the recognitions was something wholly new. And as a postmodern work of fiction, at that time, to my understanding, and you can correct me, is that at that time, this was quite revolutionary. This was something that people weren't necessarily expecting. And so I like that as a strategy. It works very well for visual art. And so I'm just going to run through these quickly. I have 12, one for each zodiac sign. And each sort of piece, will bring things in. And it's always about, ultimately, I put all this information in, but it's always in the service of the painting. If it doesn't work, it gets painted over. It gets removed. And so what's left is almost this sort of visual detritus of whatever my exploration is. And I've always sort of felt that all art, plastic art, is some sort of physical manifestation of an intellectual pursuit. You're interested in these ideas, and the only way you can sort of prove that you're interested or that you went down this rabbit hole is by this corresponding artwork that's sort of left in your wake. And so we can just sort of roll through. In each painting, there are little tiny X's. Those are the actual positions of the stars. So when I say zodiac sign, when I do the ram, I'm not showing you a picture of a ram. I'm showing you the actual positions of the stars in that constellation. And I do multiple versions of each, both on paper and on canvas. And right now, there's about 20 versions of each zodiac sign. I don't know when I'll stop. I haven't really decided. As an artist, I like a limitation. I like that I have this formal limitation of, this is the sign, these are where the stars are located. I have to put that in there. That's the rule. And then how do I break the rule? How do I operate within that channel to create something new? Because I don't want to necessarily make the same painting over and over and over again. Granted, we all have moves that we like to do. We have our style as it is, but it's important to me to try and make something new each time. So in the room next door, this is a set of 12 small collages I made during COVID lockdown in 2020. I was in Western North Carolina with my family, and I needed an escape. But I don't live in North Carolina. When we left, when we left New York, I sort of had to pack as much stuff as I could to make art that was still travelable, and so my wife wouldn't strangle me when we show up at the airport with all these things. And so I decided to make a small suite of collages while we were there, and I really wanted the collage to be the most important factor. As you saw the paintings, there's a lot of paint involved. These, I really wanted the paper, the collage to be the thing. I really wanted to sort of focus in on the actual histories and intent and interpretation anyone can add to these bits of paper. And so again, it's still 12 zodiac signs, but by focusing on the paper, I kind of wanted to strip them down a little bit and get back to the thing that I love so much about the recognitions that really sort of got me going. As a sidebar, I named a little studio I made in the basement of the house, the Depot Tavern. And so that was where I went every day. After the kids went to bed, I went to the Depot Tavern and made these collages. And they're grouped in two. So it's in the order of sort of the zodiac arc, which is, it starts with Ram or Aries. So it's Aries, Taurus, and then Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Pisces, water bearer, which is Aquarius, and then Pisces. And that's the whole group. And so, again, it's sort of, the recognitions was this jumping off point, but then like most things, you sort of start with an idea and it quickly becomes something else. And so while I'm indebted to Gaddis and to the recognitions, these have sort of gone kind of further afield. But now as a result, whenever I show the work, I always title it with a line from the recognitions. So every solo show when this body comes out, it's, past solo shows have been the unswerving punctuality of chance, there's a bunch of others now that my mind is blanking. And so that's a sort of a way to pay homage to it without sort of being didactic in a way. It's already esoteric to begin with. There's no need to sort of set up more esoteric roadblocks. And that's me.